Whispered Ramble because I've got a ring light and I can't really, I haven't figured out. It switches, but I don't know how I can stop that. Okay. Yeah, let's see. Okay. It's so good to be back, because you didn't notice it, but I've actually I haven't filmed since October. I think October. Because I did one video in October, like a study video, but that doesn't really count. Oh no, in November, but that doesn't really count. Because I just set the camera up while I was filming, and yeah. I will post. I have no idea what's up with this one. I still haven't really figured out the ring light. That's a little bright. Okay. Let's keep it like that. So I haven't filmed since October really, because a lot of things happened, and I thought I'd just give you a little whisper rambly update. And I can just whisper a little bit to you and tell you what's been going on, and yeah. So before I even get into it, I want to give a mild trigger warning. I think you should be fine for the most part, but I'm gonna talk about like declining mental health and also panic attacks, but it's nothing too serious, so I just wanted to put it out there before I start. So if you like looking for some positive content, this might not be it entirely, even though it will get more positive towards the end, I think. Anyway, as many of you know, I'm doing my A-levels this year, and in December we had the first big exams for that. So we had exams, like 4 exams, and each of them was from 8 to 1. One was from 8 to 12 and one was from 8 to 2, but like it was a lot of work. So I also had to study a lot for those exams, and that's why I decided in advance to pre-record some videos so that I didn't have to do that while studying. So what I've been doing is I've been uploading pre-recorded videos since September, I guess. I think I started mid-September. Like all of them were pre-recorded. And I did record some videos like the Advent calendar. I recorded the Advent calendar at the end of September and at the start of October. Today is not going well. There are so many disturbances, okay? But I obviously didn't post it until December. And then I also pre-filmed some videos for January, because I thought that I was gonna be on skiing vacation at the beginning of January, but we cancelled that one. Yay. Okay, but basically I had everything prepared. Like I had pre-recorded the videos, I had put them up on YouTube, I had done everything. The only thing I had to do was like post on Instagram and stuff. And then life happened, because 2 days before my first exam we had kind of an emergency situation at home, and I don't really want to go further into that, but basically it happened on a Tuesday evening and my exam was Thursday morning, and Wednesday was the last time I had the class before the exam, so I wanted to go to school on Wednesday but couldn't due to the emergency, and that just really threw me off. So right on Tuesday I just had, I think, like the first panic attack in my life ever. I don't know, it I didn't even realize it was a panic attack until my mom casually mentioned it, and I was like, wait, that's what it was. Because I was sitting at my desk and I felt the tears coming, but I couldn't really cry. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, it just all broke out and I started hyperventilating, and I tried to say what was bothering me about this situation so much. So I was like starting the sentences, but I couldn't finish them because every couple of words I would get caught up in my head and start the sentence again. So it was, yeah. And then my mom just came and hugged me, and I sobbed into her t-shirt for like 15, no, not that long, let's say 5 minutes. I obviously didn't look at the time, but like for quite some time before I finally calmed down. And sorry, it's a bit disgusting, but my whole sweatshirt was full of tears and snot, and yeah, basically, like afterwards I was like, oh, you didn't have to do that, and she was like, I obviously had, because you were having a panic attack. I was like, oh, okay. And then I had another one, yay. But basically that was Tuesday, and I couldn't go to school on Wednesday, so I stayed home. But let me just say, my teacher was the absolute best, so I called him on Tuesday because I was so like scared, I guess, and I didn't know what to do. So I sent him an email, but he didn't reply. So I called him, and he was like, I was crying on the phone, and he was like, no, listen to me, it's alright, we can do this. And he was awesome. He also called me on Wednesday and told me what they did in class and stuff, and just amazing. And I wrote the exam on Thursday, and then on Monday morning, when I had the next exam, it just got worse. Like, until then the emergency was kind of manageable, but on Monday morning I was like, all hell broke loose, like at home. So I was like, okay, what do I do now? So I went into the exam with my head like just chaos, and we haven't gotten that one back. But like most of the time you kind of know how well you did, like if you did well or if you just screwed up during the exam, and I have no idea. I seriously don't know, because there is the possibility that I just completely, well, I didn't have a blackout because I wrote a lot, but there is a possibility that all I wrote was just like stupid stuff. I'm trying very, very hard not to swear. So I guess we'll see when I get that one back. For your information, it's still December when I'm filming this. I couldn't wait any longer because I was so excited to film again. So I wrote the exams just like 2 weeks ago, and the teachers aren't that fast with like 20 exams, and I alone wrote 27 pages, so I don't know how fast they are with like correcting them. But I guess in January, when you'll be seeing this, I will have them back by now. But in December right now, I don't know how well I did. Oh, that was my stereo. So that was Monday, and on Monday evening I had to move out, and I had to move to my aunt, which was nice. Like, she's awesome, and we had a really great time, and I'm very thankful that I could move in with her, because I couldn't stay at home at that point. And yeah, so I moved in with her, and she was amazing. Like, she cooked for me, and she made me food for school, and she also like told me several times that I could come and talk to her if something was bothering me, but I obviously didn't, because yeah, and also it was fine by then. Like until Monday evening, my mental health just went like pew, because every day seemed to be getting worse and worse, and as I said, I didn't know what to do, and I never knew what the next day might bring. So I think it was very chaotic, and it really, I think, like, especially in between Thursday and Monday, I was just absolutely stressed, like maximum stressed, and also, yeah, just everything was so chaotic, because I'm someone, I rely on routines and on everything like being in order and everything being normal and okay. So when something happens that I didn't plan, it just always interested, but it comes and goes in waves, I'd say. So for the longest time, like the past months, I've had an Avatar face, like Avatar The Last Airbender, and now my Harry Potter face is coming back. And so I want to do Harry Potter roleplays. Maybe Luna Lovegood, maybe, I don't know. Because I don't have any wigs, so it would need to be someone who's blonde, or someone, like I could do Hermione with like crazy hair, or just someone that I made up like an OC. But I think I want to do Luna because I love her so much, and yeah, I think I could do some crazy stuff with that. And then I also recently read a post about, imagine if you hired an assassin and it was like a call center, and then just like inspirations with the customer service voice, like, hey, who can I kill for you today? And that just inspired me to do like a kind of, I guess, worst assassin, like worst rated assassin. What's going on with my eyebrows? So that was one idea. Obviously also I have lots of ideas from before. And yeah, I bought mochi ice cream, so I want to do a mochi ice cream mukbang, and I also want to do sushi mukbang. Did I say mukbang? It's mukbang, I think. I also want to do bug searching, which is a trigger that I've really liked during the past weeks. I don't know, I just really want to try that one. And I've bought lots of American candy. So I want to do an American candy roleplay. I think I'm gonna record this one after this video. And I also had so many things in my advent calendars. I had 2 this year, and there were so many things in there. So I was gonna do like a 5-minute 100 triggers in 5 minutes, no talking video, like with fast triggers and like short triggers, like only doing them for a few seconds at a time. Yeah. And I also had asking you this or that questions and answering them, and come chill with me in a blanket fort. And it's not even a video, but I had like a new trigger idea for like, I feel like I'm saying like way too often, for mouthing, like for mouthing words, not even pronouncing them inaudibly, but just saying them without a sound coming out. Someone did that in a roleplay at the beginning where they didn't notice us coming in yet, and it was super tingly, but I don't know if it was only tingly in the context or if it's a really good trigger. So go something like, but that's also inaudible. Maybe a mixture of both, I don't know. And then I wanted to do a pampering video, like pampering you or a spa video for the longest time, and I just haven't gotten around to doing it. Yeah, but that are my ideas. I'm feeling very inspired. And I also updated my equipment because I got new lights for the back. These are so pretty. I love them so much. They were in my advent calendar. Thank you, Mom. And I got a ring light, obviously, which you can also see in my glasses. I don't know if I'm gonna start recording without glasses, because I don't really like the circles, but I can't really see without glasses that better. I really don't like how I look without glasses. I prefer myself with them, but I think I could do it, I guess. For this one I leave them on, but I get that it's kind of distracting with the circles. You'll have to let me know if it's distracting to you that I have like these circles in my eyes, or if it's okay. Because personally I'd prefer to keep the glasses on, and I don't really watch my own videos, so it's not like I would be bothered by the circles, but if you are, I could take the glasses off. Yeah, and also what you've noticed at the beginning of the video, I haven't really figured out how to keep the ring light on. I mean, it's working now, but it always, when I used it for the first time, it turned itself off like every 10 seconds, every 30 seconds, which was very annoying, and I didn't know how to fix it. So somewhere on here there's like a sensor who notices when the light changes. So when it's too bright, the ring light goes off, and when it's darker, it becomes like stronger or changes color. And I haven't figured out where it is. And if I figure out where the sensor is, I'll just tape it down so it can't see anything. Because it also this is the warm yellow light, but it's also got blue light, or I guess cold white and yellow and warm and warm white. Oh, sorry. Okay, I had to change the way I was setting because I got pins and needles on my leg and it was very uncomfortable. But I think I also said everything I wanted to say. Oh yeah. Also just like a quick something so that you don't worry about me, because I mentioned my mental health declining. I'm fine now. Okay, it's really fine. I don't know if I said it this clearly before, but it really was just not due to the situation and due to all the things that I couldn't control. And now that life has gone back to normal and Christmas is in 3 days, for me, my mental health has improved massively. And I was so creative these past days. I worked in my bullet journal. I painted with my new acrylic paints. I want to nice shower gel, because she said shower gel is always nice, so I bought her one that I thought just smelled good. And I bought her a little tin with some little birds drawn onto it. It's from Ramble Designs, which is the same brand that also made the owl notebook that I showed you in my vacation haul. Yeah, and for my dad I got his aftershave because he told me he needed a new one because his old one was empty, so I got him a new bottle. Oh well. And then I got him a new cup, because he's got like 2 cappuccino cups, and I bought him another one, so he's got 3 now. And also some chocolate that he really likes. And for my grandma I also got a book and some hand cream, and I don't know, I'm also gonna make some cookies for my grandparents, so she's gonna get some cookies as well. And for my other grandma we all are gonna gift her a phone together, so I'm gonna be part of the phone present, so I didn't get her something on her own. I'm gonna be part of the phone in a way. Oh, I got the card that we're gonna write for the phone. And yeah, as I said, then I'm gonna make cookies for everyone. And I found this really good recipe. It's so easy. You melt chocolate, and then you put like nuts, I guess, like nut mix. I don't know, whatever you have at home. You can also use what's rosina of English? Wait, like, you know, berries but dried. What's that called? It's not rosina, obviously. How long is? Oh, the video is kind of long, but I wanted it to be that long. I wanted this to be a longer video. No, that's not right. Stop it. Rosina. Oh, raisin. I'm stupid. Raisins. You can also take raisins. And what's mandel? Why did I not remember that? Almonds. I took raisins and almonds. And you put them in a bowl, and then you put the melted chocolate on top. Close the bowl and just shake it. And then the raisins and almonds get covered in chocolate. And then you can put some powdered sugar on top and then shake it again. So that it's like got like a white look. And really, really delicious, very beautiful. It tastes really good. Yeah. Why did I not remember what raisins are? That's okay. And for my best friend who lives somewhere else, like we met over the internet, I bought her an Animal Crossing calendar that hasn't shipped yet. I don't know when it will arrive. I'm gonna give it to her, but I don't know when. And I also got her a notebook and some sticky notes, and I'm also gonna write her a letter. Yeah. I think that's it. Oh yeah, for my friends at school, I also made those chocolate nuts, chocolate almonds, chocolate raisins. I made them for my friends at school. Yeah. And I also, when I went Christmas shopping, I also bought a gemstone for the one I had in Secret Santa. We played Secret Santa in school, and the person I had, I gifted her a stone. I think it was an apricot agate. Is that how it's called in English? Aprikosen ahhh. It's an agate, but I don't know if it's apricot agate. Basically, an agate as something to help her concentrate during the exams and help her stay grounded and focused, and also something for luck. So it's like, yeah, it's a gemstone that has like lucky properties, I guess I'd say. And while buying it, I saw a very beautiful labradorite, so I had to buy that one for myself.